sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer, killer.
You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer, killer.
You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer, killer.
You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer, killer.
Continue here with the news tonight. There are fast-moving developments after the assassination attempt tonight. Remarkable new images here The alleged gunman seen climbing to the roof just minutes before opening fire at that rally. You can actually hear people in the crowd yelling to an officer, pointing him out. And now we learned that law enforcement was actually using that building as a staging area, and how the gunman climbed onto the roof, the wall outside that building. And ABC's Pierre Thomas tonight with the exclusive interview with the head of the Secret Service and what she's saying now.
Stunning new video tonight showing the moment Donald Trump's would-be assassin climbed onto the roof of that building just 2 minutes before he opened fire.
Yeah, look, there he is.
You can hear bystanders desperately trying to alert police. Authorities now using that video as part of the investigation. And tonight, ABC News has learned that heavily armed local police were stationed inside that building and missed Thomas Crooks climbing up the outside of the building to the roof. The same building was being used as a staging area for local police, according to 2 law enforcement officials. And Butler Township officials are confirming ABC News is reporting that a local police officer climbed up the roof and confronted Brooks moments before the shooting.
The officer grabbed hold of the edge of the building, pulled himself up to be able to look. And according to what he's told me, shooter turned, rifle was pointed at the officer. The officer, defensive move, kind of ducked, fell, lost his grip on the building.
Investigators tonight trying to determine whether roof access had been properly locked down. The shooter climbing seemingly unimpeded, about 400 feet from the stage, with a direct line of sight on the former president.
Take a look at what happened.
In Washington, lawmakers demanding answers, calling on the Secret Service director to appear before Congress. We sat down with Director Kim Cheadle today for an exclusive interview.
What was your reaction when you saw the events unfold on Saturday?
Shock, and then concern, obviously, for the former president. This is an event that should have never happened.
Who is most responsible for this happening?
What I would say is that the Secret Service is responsible for the protection of the former president.
So the buck stops with you?
The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service. It was unacceptable, and it's something that shouldn't happen again.
The president and Homeland Security Secretary said today they had 100% confidence in you, but there are some members of Congress calling on you to resign.
I appreciate the Secretary's comments, and we're going to continue to be transparent and communicate with people.
You plan to stay on? Absolutely.
I do plan to stay on.
Director Cheadle says she will not wait on an independent review of the security failure. She says she plans to make immediate changes. We learned today she's already expanded the tactical or SWAT support for former President Trump. David?
Pierre Thomas here in Milwaukee with us. Pierre, thank you.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Cannon Hotep back at it again on the road via StreamYard. Anyway, if you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share this stream. Let people know we live. You catching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism, guys. If you want to donate to the channel, $Cannon Hotep on Cash App. That's $Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Super chats, rumble rants, always welcome, guys. Man. My question was, when she said this event should not have happened, I wonder if she's talking about the shooting or Donald Trump having a rally. Because we all know the left don't like when he had these rallies. Because his base is growing more and more by the day, by the minute. Anyway, but we were talking about this earlier. How the hell is law enforcement using the very building this guy climbed up on as a staging point and not hear him moving around on that roof? Then it also makes me wonder is, because I'm still convinced that this kid had help. Who helped him? Was it the people in that building? Was somebody in that building helped him? Was somebody in that building holding that rifle and that ladder that he used to climb up in the building? Things that make you go, You know? Yeah, aerial coverage was non-existent. See, the thing about it, right? The more and more I thought about it, the more and more I think about it, there was a lot of things that, I'm not even going to say Secret Service dropped the ball on. Secret Service just didn't do it. There should have been drones in the air. Why wasn't there any drones in the air? At least one drone in the air. How did the ladder, you saw the ladder in the video, how did that ladder get there? there's no way that he just walked in there with a ladder and a backpack with a rifle in it. Let's just say he had a backpack with a rifle in it, but I haven't seen any backpacks. Somebody would have stopped him and checked that backpack. Somebody would have stopped him like, what you doing with this ladder? It makes me feel like that stuff was already there before the rally started. He got there. Let's just say he did a special knock. Somebody opened the door, gave him a package. He went up on that roof and proceeded to attempt to carry out an assassination on Donald Trump. This shit is wild. This shit is wild. The narrative builds more and more by the day, guys. The narrative is building more and more by the day. I don't know what to think. I know what to think. It was a setup. Somebody was fixing to take Donnie T up out of here. Somebody was fixing to take Donnie T up out of here. Shit is wild. I wanted to watch this real quick because now ABC got this whole quote-unquote visual timeline. But before we do that, let's watch this real fast. Let me do this. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Bear with me. I hate not having two screens. I really hate not having two screens, but we're going to make it work. Boom. There we go. We're going to do that right there. All right, let's get it. God damn it. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Sorry, y'all.
With that AR-15, several.
Come on. There we go. Boom. Let's start it over, guys.
Accept the Republican nomination this week at the RNC. The FBI is also stepping up its investigation into that assassination attempt on his life. Federal officials looking for any clues that might help them piece together a motive. The FBI believes that the shooter, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, actually acted alone when he shot at Trump at that campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Crooks had no military experience, by the way, no links to any extremist organizations. Investigators say that Crooks was armed with that AR-15. Several possible explosive devices as well were found in his car, also at his home. Crooks, as you know, was shot and killed by the Secret Service just moments after those bullets rang out. Our Alex Brachet is there in Butler, Pennsylvania still. Also, our Justice Department reporter Alex Mellon joins us from Washington. So, Alex, let's start with you. What more are you learning about the FBI's case? Also, a potential motive. And also, what can you tell us? Apparently, they do have his cell phone, right? So have we learned anything about that at this hour?
Well, Kira, so we know that they're still trying to crack open his cell phone, and they're hopeful that that would be a treasure trove of insights into his potential motivations here. But in terms of building a profile, which we also know is really important to this case, as you laid out, Crooks was described as a loner by many people that knew him. Folks that went to school with him tell us that he was kind of standoffish and quiet. Some saying that he was bullied. We also know that the law enforcement has told us that it does not appear that he was connected with any extremist groups. They believe this was a lone wolf attack thus far. They say that he consumed disinformation and conspiracy theories, but they also say none of it was threatening. Now, the other point of this is his firearms training. Now, so he has no military experience here, but we do know that in high school he tried to join a rifle club. He was rejected. The club members tell us because he was, quote, a bad shot. But also in his adult life, we know that he joined a local sportsman's club here about 12 miles south of Pittsburgh. And that club has many shooting ranges. He had access to that AR-15 style weapon that his father had purchased a number of years ago. But again, a lot of unanswered questions. They're hoping that the key for many of those will be unlocking this cell phone, Kira.
Yeah, I think they'll hopefully answer a lot of questions that still remain. Alex, the FBI says that this is being investigated as a potential act of terrorism. Given that, talk to us about how you think this investigation will play out from here.
Well, in a call last night with the reporters, FBI officials stressed that they have surged resources, not just to the ground in Pennsylvania, but a lot of the work that's happening behind the scenes in Quantico, trying to both get access to the assailant's cell phone, but also to examine the incendiary devices, the potential explosive devices that were recovered both in his car and at his residence. Basically, on the call last night, FBI officials described those devices as rudimentary in nature. But again, all of this part of this sweeping domestic terrorism and an assassination investigation, which the FBI says it's devoting unprecedented amount of resources to in such a quick time.
Alex Boucher, Alex Mallon, thank you both so much.
All right. So y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that. But I want y'all to check this out too now. I'll stop sharing that one. We're going to show you this one. I know it's grainy, right? And I brought this picture up already before. But I want y'all to check this out. All right. Now, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Can I zoom in on this a little bit? There we go. Now, so I'm looking at this picture. I'm not sure how big you guys can see it, right? Looking at this picture. I know it's grainy, which I don't understand. They must have took this picture from like 50 yards. I don't know how far they was away for this to be a grainy shot. Zoom in. But I'm going to tell you what I don't notice on this rifle. And maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't notice a scope. Brought this up already before. I don't notice a scope. Maybe he had a reflex sight. Maybe he was using irons, but I do not notice a scope. And I'm gonna let you know this right now. He was wearing some glasses, wearing some spectacles, right? 150-yard shot with just a reflex sight. If you're shooting center mass, you can probably hit your target. But he was aiming for the old dome piece. That takes skill and precision to be able to. He must have been Hawkeye using a reflex sight or iron sights and got that close to taking Donnie T head off. He must have been a savant with the rifle, but according to the news brief, he was a terrible shot. He was a terrible shot, which is really interesting to me. It makes me feel like maybe there was another shooter. I don't know. I'm not saying he didn't take the shot, but what I'm saying is that's a hell of a shot that he took. If he was able to do that shit at 150 yards, prone, breathing hard, heartbeat going and stuff like that with a reflex sight. I don't see a scope. Does anybody else see a scope? I'm curious. I'm curious. Did you say? He's in the open. Someone had to see beforehand. Oh, everybody saw beforehand. Everybody saw him beforehand. That's the crazy part. You got a bunch of our witnesses who was like, yo, we told the police there was somebody up on the roof with a gun, and they just lolly dolly. And and then next thing, boom. But my question is, and the question that remains is, who helped them? Who helped them? So what they're going to do, right, is they're going to take that whole, he joined the gun club and he had access to this AR-15. The AR-15 he got access to was from his father. So that means his father's going to be on an investigation. His family's going to be on an investigation. His father's going to go to jail. They best believe they're going to try the father in court. They're going to humiliate the family and all that other stuff because of this. Best believe. Apparently he told his dad he was going to the gun range for the day. He was going to the gun range, and his father said, okay, well, here, take my gun. And he skedaddled down to the rally. The other thing they were harking on is the fact that it was an AR-15. So you already know where they're going to go with this. Then they were harking on the fact that he ordered ammo online from an online gun store. Oh, he ordered ammo from an online gun store. Roar, right? And we know how the left loves to go and grab guns. What they're going to try to do is they're going to try to pity and shame the right into passing gun legislation they should not pass, or not passing certain gun legislation that they should pass. That's the thing, right? So what they're going to do is go, oh man, see, look at this. They don't care. They don't care, right? That's what they're going to do. They don't care. Their president, their candidate almost got killed, and they're not willing to make sweeping, comprehensive gun laws. It's coming. It's coming. They're going to turn this into the right doesn't care about saving lives, even if it's their president. That's where they're going to go with it. So be prepared to see that narrative. Be prepared to see that narrative. And you know what else to be prepared for? You know what else to be prepared for? Be prepared to not get any answers. Be prepared to not get any answers. What they're going to do is they're going to stick with this lone gun scenario, this lone wolf scenario, which is bullshit. The lone wolf scenario, which is 100% bullshit. We all know it, right? You know it. I know it. It's going to be bullshit. We got people who saying that they saw two shooters. We got folks that saying, oh, we saw two shooters. Matter of fact, somebody sent me one. Let me see something real quick. Somebody just sent it to me. Here we go. So let's see what this lady says. I need two screens, y'all. This is annoying. There we go. Bear with me. All right.
Hit the ground, and he kept standing. I was like, you got to get down, boy. You got to get down. They're going to shoot you. Because if they would have had like a machine gun, they could have taken us all out. So then we laid there for a while. We saw different places where the gunshots were at. And then they got President Trump down, Secret Service did, and they took him out of there and got him off of the stage. And he was bleeding. And so then my son and daughter-in-law was back behind us, back behind the fence. We was worried about them. We couldn't call them. And so we started trying to go after them then when they finally let us up. And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence. And still, obviously, initial reports.
Did y'all hear that?
And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence. And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence. And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one in the water tower. There was one by the fence. And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence. And still, obviously.
I hear that? You hear that? So that's an account saying that there was two shooters. Two shooters. Now, is it true? I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's true or not. But you got two people that said they heard two shooters. Like I told you guys, initial footage always screws them up. Initial footage always screws up their narrative. It always fucks up their narrative. You think they're talking about a counter sniper? Because from what I understand, it was only two. From what I understand, it was only the two counter snipers that was over by Trump. Now, are they reporting that there was a third counter sniper? That's my question. Are they reporting that there was a third counter sniper? You know, I don't know, but it's worth investigating. But we won't get an answer. We are not going to get an answer. That's the crazy part, guys. They're going to go with the lone gun narrative, the lone wolf narrative, the lone gunman. They're not going to investigate who helped them because let's be clear, there's no way that kid was able to get any of that shit anywhere close to Trump without any help or anybody stopping him. There's no way possible. Ain't no way possible. Now they're telling us that the police was using the very building that he was on top of trying to shoot Trump as a staging area. And none of them heard anything. None of them knew. Nobody saw nothing. It's the staging area. Then hearing it being a staging area makes me wonder if anybody in the local law enforcement was in on it and gave that kid what he needed to carry that shit out. It's gotta be an inside job, El Negro. El Negro. Say El Negro. El Negro, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be an inside job. Somebody in Trump's sphere set this shit up. Homeland Security set this up, or something. And local law enforcement was in on it. Period, full stop. I still find it interesting that interview on Amazing Lucas's channel with allegedly one of the kid's teachers from high school who was like, yo, this shit is crazy. Never in a million years would I thought that he would have did something like this. He was not that type of kid. The teacher said, if you would have told me like any of the other kids would have did this shit, he said, I'd probably be like, you know what, I could see that shit. He said, but this kid, I cannot believe that he did it. I'm not saying he's not the shooter. I don't know. What I'm saying is that this is really giving me some Fed vibes. This is really giving me some false flag vibes. This is giving me some MK Ultra shit. This is giving me Grassy Knoll and Book Observatory vibes. That's what this is giving me. Grassy Knoll and Book Observatory vibes. It's giving me Vegas vibes. It ain't nothing but the grace of God that Donnie T is still here. But you guys been hearing me call it. You guys have been hearing me call it. Jay got tired of me saying it. And I was like, yo, they're going to go for his head. They're losing. They're losing to him. They can't beat him. And if you can't beat him, you got to kill him. Y'all heard me say it. I said they're going to go for his neck. You guys have all heard it. Anybody that's been with my channel for a cup of coffee, you've heard me say this shit for a long time. I was saying it way before everybody else. I was saying it way before Tucker Carlson was saying it. I said it before Dan Bongino said it, and I said it before Alex Jones said it. The writing was always on the wall. They were going to get desperate, and they were going to try it. And they tried it. The question is, are they going to try that shit again? That's my question. Are they going to try this shit again? They wilding. Are they going to try it again? See, part of me is like, they can't try it again. Right? Part of me was like, yo, they blew their one get out of jail free card doing this. Anything happen to Trump now, everybody gonna be like, yo, the government killed that man. You wonder about SSRIs? Yeah. But apparently, even according to the guy that was on Lucas's channel, and according to the news, he had no mental health issues. He had no mental health issues. So I don't know. Full kufi on tight, guys. This kid had help. It was an inside job. One of them agencies, whether it was local law enforcement, working in conjunction with higher ups at the Secret Service or DH, who knows? This kid had help. Period. Full stop. Or this kid was set up to look like the patsy. He was taken out because it was always going to be a one-way trip for him. Taken out, that man can't tell no tales. Jay said the Donnie King movie going to be epic. he did look weird. I said it. I said he looked weird. But I don't know, guys. The shit gets weirder, but we're not going to get any other information out of it. They're gonna launch a bullshit investigation, and they're gonna wait till people ain't paid attention to it no more. That's what's going to happen. I hate to say it, but the new narrative is coming, guys. We already heard a little bit of it with Joe Nichols Slick. We already heard a little bit of it with Joe Nichols Slick talking about basically with I'm sorry that you brought this on yourself, Donald Trump. I'm sorry that you brought this on yourself. That's basically what he said in his speech on Sunday night. I'm sorry that you brought this on yourself. That's basically what it was. And now the left's going to start to use that to try to shame the right into passing certain gun laws. Period. Full stop. Quote me on it. We're going to start to see that. They're going to try and flip it and reverse it. Reverse it. We still haven't gone to his whole background, other than he was a Democrat supporter, gave Biden money. So they're trying to make it seem like, oh, but he was a Republican, but he could have been a Democrat astroturfing as, or posing as a Republican. Because a lot of places, what they were doing because they didn't want Donnie T on the ballot, but in certain spots for certain votes, I guess certain primaries or whatever they call the shit. Only Republicans could vote. You know what I mean? Only Republicans could vote for the Republican candidate. So a lot of Democrats were changing their voting status to Republican to get in there and vote for Nikki Haley, hoping that they ousted Trump from being the candidate for the GOP. And that could have been why he was a registered Republican. Now, the teacher that was on Amazing Lucas's channel, he said that he taught him in 2020. Now, a lot of shit can happen in 4 years. Maybe the kid got radicalized in 4 years or some shit like that. I don't know. But we saw what we saw. Or maybe the kid was a good kid and they used him. Who knows? This is a bizarre timeline we live in. Like a Twilight Zone episode, bro. What up, Demon At? He says, I think it's probably because he was 48 hours away from losing his life. Trump did look different to me. Trump looked tired at the Amber Rose did a good job of speaking, did she? We're gonna go over it because I didn't hear it. These little mouse pads be pain in the ass. He probably is tired, yo. He probably tired. He probably losing sleep. What's up, Emmanuel? He probably losing sleep over the shit that just happened. You almost got your head blown. Oh, it might make you a little uncomfortable. Yeah, a little late night for us. And I was the reason why I'm so late is because my daughter and her friends wanted to go to the boardwalk and run around. So I wasn't gonna let them go by themselves because what kind of father would I be letting my daughter and her friends run around the boardwalk with these crazy ass people? So I tagged along. Yeah, yeah, that's true. JD Vance didn't trust Trump at first. I don't really know a lot about JD Vance. I know HJ had went over his channel, went over his background and stuff on the channel, but I don't know much about JD Vance. I need to do a deep dive on him. But we'll see how it goes. Donnie T picked him, so I'm not sure why Donnie T picked him, but he picked him for a reason. We'll see. They gotta have that establishment pick. You know how that goes. What was that? the RNC theme is I was once a never Trumper, but now I'm on the Trump train. That's the message to the people. A word? I guarantee it. What's this? Oh, Hannah says, I love JD Vance because he stood up for me on the forced smart meter issue. Okay. Trump picked Vance to expose corruption. Mark my words. So you think JD Vance a white hat? Okay. I don't have opinion of him. I don't have an opinion of JD Vance because I don't know. I don't know. You know, like I've seen him a couple of times, but I don't know enough to make any judgment. So I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I want to see how he moves and how he operates. That's for sure. That is for sure. All right, so let's see this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this Amber Rose speech. I guess Benny Johnson was able to get it. So let's look at the Amber Rose speech real quick. Let me see. Let me share this. We're gonna look at this and then we're probably gonna get out of here, guys. It's fucking late. I'm tired. All right, let's get to it.
Hello, my name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats,
Like she couldn't put
conservatives,
no
or
mascara
liberals.
over that like
We
head
all want a
tattoo.
better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician and I don't want to be, but I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time I believed those lies. So I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse. And I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump.
And it took you how many years to do that?
People have to do their research.
I mean, at least you did it.
I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you. Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad.
Okay, she dressed nice and conservatively, and she's speaking very well.
You.
I'm not going to say I'm shocked.
So
I was just hoping that she didn't embarrass herself. So far, so good.
When I met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The first lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump.
How much hate you think she's going to get over this tomorrow?
My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. I mean, she didn't do a bad job. She did not do a bad job. She did a really good job speaking. I'm happy that she had something to talk about. I'm happy that she went in that direction. I don't know who wrote that speech for her. Maybe she wrote it herself. I don't know. But she did not embarrass herself. She was dressed very tastefully, and she looked very beautiful. She was articulate, and she got her point across. I don't have a Don DeMarco here, but salute to Amber Rose for going up there and not fucking it up. Man. Amber trying to get that Fox gig. They gonna have to put some new and approved Joker products on that tattoo and get that shit off of there. But she wanted to wear a lace front. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's definitely a solid grip. Definitely a solid grip. Salute to her. What's this you sent? Yo? I can't. Oh, can I click on that? Hold on. I don't know if I can click on it, yo. Yo, send it to my Twitter real quick before I get out of here. Is this the other chick you was talking about? She also said she was elegant. Yeah, I guess that's another one of those things where you can't judge a book by its cover. I mean, yeah, she invented the slut walk, and she's only famous for having a baby by Wiz Khalifa, and yeah, she's only famous for dating Kanye West. But you know what? Linda what? Fornos? Who is Linda Fornos anyway? Like, who is she? Somebody gotta let me know. Amber Rose from South Philadelphia. Linda Fornos. Let's see who she is. Linda looked like Griselda Blanco. Linda looked like Griselda Blanco. Hold tight. Let's see what happened here. Boom. But it looked like you right, Protocol. It was like it's the I once hated Trump speeches. I used to hate Trump, but now I love him.
"16 years ago, I left Nicaragua for a better life in a fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Woo!
You feel like my stepmother.
America welcomed me, and I embraced the values of hard work, learning the language, and respecting the laws. It's the American thing to do. In 2022, my 3 boys and I faced a devastating house fire. We lost everything. And starting over in Joe Biden's economy was almost impossible. The Biden economy is driving prices through the roof. Rent, gas, groceries, everything. As a life insurance worker, I see the struggle of people trying to save for their future while barely managing their basic needs. I'm living that same struggle every day. Life is too hard right now. One of my sons works 3 jobs, and the other holds down 2. That makes 6 jobs for 3 people just to survive in Biden's economy. Our open borders are making this problem worse. It's upsetting to see millions of dollars being sent to help immigrants who came here illegally, while hardworking families who did it the right way are left struggling.
I mean, it's not a bad route to go, Protocol.
The fact is that illegal immigration hurts legal immigrants the most. The Biden system is backwards and broken. In Biden's America, opportunities to get ahead are dwindling, and our education system is failing our children. What happened to teaching reading, writing, and math?
I wanted to hear her say arithmetic. I wanted to hear her say arithmetic.
Now, it's like our kids are getting a degree in pronoun studies. He, she, they, them. I have expected my son to come home with a diploma in advanced day 10 theory. Life was completely different under President Trump. We prospered.
What is she known for, though? Because I never heard of her. What is she known for?
To my beloved Latino community, it's time to wake up and smell the cafecito.
Yeah, I get it too. I think that's exactly what they're here for.
In 2020, I made a mistake that is hard to admit. especially in this room. In 2020, I voted for Joe Biden. I'm sorry. He has made me regret it. This November, my vote won't be taken for granted. And this time, I won't regret it. Please join me in voting for Donald J. Trump.
Yo, Trump gotta get some sleep, yo. Trump definitely gotta get some sleep. Oh my gosh, I know he is struggling out there in these streets. I was one of them people, yo. I didn't like Trump at all when he first came out. I mean, I was just sitting there like I didn't like him at all, but I thought he was full of shit. I was sitting there watching him on like the debate stage, and I'm like, yo, he talking out his ass. Like he don't even got a plan. Like nobody sees it. But I thought this shit was fire because he was just scorching them, and people ain't had nothing to say back. And I'm like, yo, he don't got no plan. Y'all can't figure out how to beat him. Then like push come to shove, I started looking into shit, and then I was like, So that's what happened. They lied about that. They lied about that. They lied about that. Right. So this is what turned me around on Trump. See, they should have had me there. This is what turned me around on Trump. Right. I was watching YouTube, and they said, "Oh, Trump made a Black History Month speech about himself," and I was like, "Oh, hell no! I got to check this out." So I go to CNN and I'm watching the clip that CNN had. CNN had a bunch of jump cuts in that shit. So I was like, all right, well, I need to see this in con because they keep jump cutting. I don't like that. I need to see what it is. And so I went to C-SPAN. Y'all know C-SPAN don't jump cut nothing. C-SPAN is what it is. So I'm watching a 13-minute clip of Trump meeting with like 12 black leaders from different cities, right? There's like pastors and stuff like that. And they was just, introducing themselves and why they wanted to support him, and Trump was responding in kind. So what CNN did was, right, because they cut out all the black leaders introducing themselves to Trump, and they just kept stitching together Trump talking, responding in kind, and made it seem like he was making a speech about himself. I said, well, that's disingenuous. So if that's the case, what else they lying about? So I just started looking up stuff, and then I'm like, yo, damn, they really gave this man a bad rap. So then once I got past that, and then I saw them lie about the Charlottesville stuff, I was like, all right, yeah, no, they definitely on some bullshit. So after I saw that, I started researching everything they say about him. The shit was bullshit, and I went off of his record. I watched what he was doing, all of the shit that he was doing for us. He did everything Democrats promised us for 50 years. He did in 4 years. He did it in 4 years. You know what I mean? How can you not support somebody like that? But see, a lot of dummies, they get all up in arms about him, get emotional over nothing. They get emotional over shit over cliff notes that CNN feed you, and don't do the research themselves. My father didn't like Trump at all either. My father was like, F him, right? Until he really looked into him. And then next thing, my father die-hard Trump. I'm just like, Trump cool for the cause right now. My father is straight die-hard Trump. All day, every day. This shit is crazy. But, yeah, it's a lot. You're going to have a lot of that. You have a whole lot of that, yo. You have a whole lot of that. Where people, they didn't like him at first, and now they do. You're going to have it. A lot of people didn't have faith in him. A lot of people just thought he was bullshit. He thought he was a snake oil salesman. Thought he was a flim-flam man. They thought he was a snake oil salesman and a flim-flam man. You know what I mean? So, but come to find out that's not the case. Come to find out that is not the case. And guess what? When I go step my ass into the go vote, guess what I'm doing? Guess what I'm doing? I'm voting Donnie T. Sorry, I'm so tired. I'm voting Donald J. Trump. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. They let AK, and I voted for him. Like at first I was telling people I voted for Hillary first, and I had to think about it, and then I remembered I didn't vote for Hillary. I almost voted for Hillary in 2016, and I didn't. And I actually voted for Trump in 2016. I remember that because then I made a little PSA on Facebook on my first Facebook account. It was like I didn't say I voted for Trump. I was just basically I alluded to it and told people they need to vote. They need to vote the right way. You know what I mean? Shit, wow. AK supposed to speak at the convention? AK supposed to speak? Oh snap! You know AK the man, yo. AK out there doing big things, man. Salute to AK. Salute to AK. You were so in Hotep interview Sonny Johnson. The first time that moment I was done with the Dems. I hear that, yo. Sonny Johnson, yo, she's a titan, yo. I know, like, Emmanuel say Sonny talking all caps. Well, Sonny spoke at CPAC and she burnt the house down and was never invited back. She was never invited back because the thing is, she don't kiss no ass. She gonna tell you what's what, and she ain't been invited back, which is ridiculous. You know what I mean? She wasn't invited back. They gave Marge a panel at the at CPAC, and Marge brought Sonny up, Shamika Michelle, and a couple of other people, and Shamika Michelle and Angela Stanton King was up there, and the next thing you know, none of them was invited back, which is wild. Uncle was the first black man to wear the MAGA hat. Yeah, Marginal crushed it. But listening to Sonny in person is awesome. Like, Sonny done been to the last 2 Hotep cons, and it's cool to sit down and chill and chop it up and sip some shit with her and just chill. Like, straight up. She gonna be at Hotep Con this year too. You know what I mean? So if y'all can make it to Hotep Con, make it to Hotep Con, guys. Make it to Hotep Con. I don't know why y'all tripping. Get y'all tickets when they go on sale, October 10th, 3rd through the 6th. Is it 3rd through the 6th? Yeah, no, 3rd through the 7th? 3rd through the 7th. Get y'all tickets, guys. We're going to be in Miami. We have a good time. Come holler at me. Anyway, guys, it's late. I'm tired. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'm sorry I got in here late, but, on vacation, this kind of sort of, my daughter wanted to go have some fun, so I couldn't let her down. Anyway. Until next time, guys, Cannon Hotep saying be safe, stay strapped, don't miss. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. If you're over on Twitter and y'all not bots, head over to YouTube and help me get to 3,000 subs, y'all. Help me get to 3,000 subs. I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because YouTube is out here wearing my ass out. YouTube out here wearing my ass out. They do not like your boy. They done suspended me more times than I can count. And that's all I can say about that. But anyway, guys, until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss, and don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow got enough problems of its own. Worry about today. I'll holler at you.